Hello viewers and welcome to yet another edition of the Youth Dialogue. I am your host Jennifer Sonko. It's always good to be back. So we had a little break because of the Tobaski, obviously. So happy Tobaski to all of you guys. I did mention that we'll be celebrating World Youth Skills Day belatedly on this program because, I mean, it's the safe space for young people in the country. Why not belatedly celebrate World Youth Skills Day if we couldn't celebrate it on time? So today with me, I have a young entrepreneur, a person with a lot of skills. Welcome to the show. She is the founder. Should I say CEO?
Well, yeah.
Because I love the young CEOs around town right now. Should I say CEO?
That's what my mom calls me.
That's what your mom calls you. And it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming to the show, Mrs. Foon.
And thank you for having me as well.
Yes, I am so excited seeing all these products that you're doing and considering the fact that all of these things are African prints. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So today, you're just going to help us take us through your journey starting this. I know this business is just a year old and more reason why you're supposed to come here to tell us why you decided to, you know, get a skill and eventually venture into business. And you'll be doing something for us today. So you will be doing that while we have this conversation. So before we start in depth, tell us what you have to do for us today.
I'll be making one of my notebooks,
Yeah.
which is covered with the wax material.
Yeah.
I'll be demonstrating how I do it. A lot of youths are intrigued by the books.
Yeah.
It's not a difficult thing, but then so I'll be demonstrating how I do it. It's very easy and anybody can do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm happy about the fact that you're coming here to share your little secret as to how you do this, so that if young people are watching out there and they feel that this is a business that they would like, they can eventually venture into it as well.
Yes.
So now, let's start with the book and
Yes.
start the conversation as well.
Yes.
So we'll be doing this while we're having this conversation, just so we'll be able to battle the time constraints that we have.
Okay.
So now, tell us how you started with, let's talk about education, because I know you're just starting this business this year. So there must have been the reason for the delay or something. Eventually you decided to, you know, say that I'm going to venture into business. I'm going to look for a skill. So let's talk about your educational level. And after that, then we head into the skill itself.
My high school, I did it in Marina.
Okay.
I went to, from nursery to high school, I studied at Marina, and then afterwards I did business management.
Yes.
But it wasn't something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to venture into fashion designing.
Okay.
But then my mom didn't see the market at that time. She
Yeah.
didn't feel that it was the right step to take
Yeah.
towards a career-wise. So she pushed me to do business management.
Yeah.
So, but I had the skill at the time. So what I would do is people would come and contract me to do their stuff
Yeah.
for them, and then they'll pay me bits and pieces of money.
Yeah.
But I would still do it because it was something I loved. So that's where I started from.
Yeah.
So I would do it, and then I would do some contracts here and there, 10 books, 20 books, and people would resell it.
Okay.
So I've been noticing that those people that I was selling it to were actually selling it way more than I was.
Yeah, the gap was too much.
Yes.
Yeah.
So around last year,
Yeah.
around January,
Yes.
I went to Senegal with my husband
Yeah.
and my son. We had applied for a visa,
Yeah.
family visa at Senegal, for US.
Yeah.
So we went there, and then unfortunately we couldn't get the visa.
Oh, unfortunately.
We spent a lot of money on the visa because with everything they were asking for, because it was like this, what was it called, DV lottery.
Yeah.
So with everything they were asking for, we actually spent a lot of money.
Oh.
Coming back to the Gambia, I found out that I was pregnant, and I thought I had a look back, just you know, reflecting on yourself,
Yes.
like, you know, there's a new baby coming in, the expenses. What other income would I have?
Yeah.
I was just depending on my job at that time, and with the salary, Gambian salary,
We all know what we
you
get.
can't depend on the Gambian salary.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, why not I find something else to do?
Yeah.
With that, I thought of many like business ventures. Why not I buy food commodities? Why don't I go into the fashion
Yeah.
industry? You know, buy clothes and
Yeah.
sell. And well, after a while, I was like, you know what? I have the skill. Why don't I do it? So that year, which was last year, I decided to, you know, start with few stuff and then advertise it on my WhatsApp and my Facebook and all these things. And I saw the response. People started asking me, how much is it? We won one, we won two.
That's
And
good, yeah.
so I was like, okay, let me let me put more thought into this.
Okay.
And by that time, IOM was doing their youth for standing up for youth program.
Yeah.
And I applied for it, not thinking much of it. I didn't think they would choose me.
Yeah.
And I got a call.
Amazing.
The training was 10 weeks, and
Yeah.
after 10 weeks, they would give you funding to start up your own business.
Amazing.
So with that, I was able to start up my own business, and today I can say I'm an owner of a business.
Okay.
People have started, the response people are giving me is overwhelming.
Yeah.
I'm someone that has ventured into different aspects of business, and this time around, feedback has been positive, I
Okay.
can say. So that's how I started.
Okay, and
Yeah.
I think it's a really amazing journey.
Thank
and,
you.
And you talked about your mom trying to tell you that you have to do business management.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom wanted you to do business management just to be a good person at the end of the day.
Yes.
You know, moms sometimes tell us, hey, I think you're leaving about a study.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not what we want, but they're not also trying to harm us, but it's just a matter of they do not also want us to venture into these things because they
Yes.
feel like it's not lucrative. So today, as a mom, and now that you have a child, how would you bring up your child in terms of career choices? What would you tell your child?
With my kids, especially my oldest, I try to, he's very vocal.
Okay.
So I try to encourage him in speaking his mind, trying to explore what he's good at.
Yeah.
Most especially with drama, since he's
Yeah.
very vocal, I let him, just try out anything
Wow.
to see what he's good at. I don't restrict him, because nowadays you restricting the child to what you want. At the end of the day, he or she won't be happy.
Yeah.
I was doing business management. I was working in an office, whereas I wasn't happy with what I was doing.
know.
But now I'm doing something that I love, even if it takes me till midnight or 3 a.m. at the day. At the end of the day, I know that I'm doing something that I really enjoy doing, and
That's
it
the
works.
most
It works for
important
me.
part. Yeah. Amazing. So how many children do you have?
I have two boys.
So how do you manage the kids going to work
Ooh.
and also having a skill, having to do this yourself and having to market them? How do you do that?
It's a handful.
Okay.
I would say it's a handful, but God is good.
Okay.
Yàlla baax na.
Waa yàlla baax na rek
Yàlla
mënut
waxut
laa
kenn
dimbale
dara.
de.
So at the end of the day, and then with my boys,
Yeah.
it's the smallest can't help me. What the oldest,
Yeah.
who's now going to be 12 September,
Yeah.
he helps me a lot.
Okay.
He helps me. Sometimes I yell at him, Wayne Kaifi, defal ma lii.
Yeah.
But then he helps me. He understands that, look, my mom is trying to set up something.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it will benefit all of us. Because
Yeah.
what I'm trying for him to understand is, yes, I was working. I was earning monthly income. But
Yeah.
then this is something that they can inherit.
Yeah.
They can inherit either my skills or they can inherit the business.
Yeah.
With working, you die, and then that's the end of the, they
Yeah.
forget you.
Yeah.
But then with the working, so I make him understand that, working for yourself is much better, and having a skill is much better than actually, doing working for somebody else. Yes, it's good to work and earn a living, but then working for someone else, at the end of the day, your family can't inherit whatsoever you have going on there.
And it's just good to have your own money.
Yeah.
Something that you get to work for and get to have it. And like you said, I've been saying this for so long. Apart from journalism and working for QTV, I'm thinking of a business I'm supposed to do.
Yes.
Because I think business is the only thing that can pay the bills and get you some surplus. You talked about that the Gambian salary wasn't enough for you.
No.
And eventually you had to start up your own business.
Yes.
Because you had to have a kid. And it's not a lot of people that think in this direction about the fact that a child is coming and it comes with a lot of expenses and all of that. And seeing you this young, working in an office setting, having a skill and having to bring up your kids, I think this is a brilliant thing. So just give us tips right now. If a young person is out there watching, I know the book part is something that I can even do. Maybe you can teach me within 1 week, I'll be able to do it. But there are more technical aspects to this. So if a young person wants to venture into this kind of business, what does the person need? Does this require a lot of money? Is is the skill difficult to get? What's the issue there?
With the skills, now we have YouTube.
Yeah.
We have Google, we have YouTube. We have a lot of areas in which one can better their skills. Probably have the skills, but you need to improve on the skills. So you can improve yourself. Start up with few stuff. Maybe start up with one, and then see people's response. You should also be able to do research on your market. Because a lot of youths nowadays do not do research on their market. Just because you see Judith doing it and Judith is successful doesn't mean that you have to go into it. You have to do research and find out what the market holds for you. That way, when you go into your business will not fail as an individual. And just start, do something. Even if it's just one, open up a Facebook account. Try to reach the people out there and see what feedback they will give you. And also feedback is very important. We youths do not want to take feedback. We will usually say, dafa inyan. But then feedback is very important. Maybe in that little thing that he or she has told you, you might get something, let's say, if it's not even 100%, you might get 50%, which is actually going to help you, which is productive for you. So just start.
All right. So talking about skills, just recently I did a story about the fact that it's not a lot of young Gambians venturing into fishing. And when I went to the market, because of the Tobaski, more foreigners tend to venture into fishing in Gambia. So you would see that there was a scarcity of fish at the market. I did that particular story. And most of the people that I spoke to are talking about the fact that some of these things are not what young people want to do because they feel like it's too low for them. They want to be in an office setting. But look at you, it's the opposite. You would rather do this than to be in an office setting with a white-collar job.
Yes, the office setting, at the end of the day, the office setting is all nice. You get to wear your suit, wear your nice pants. But you should think of the longer run. Would it be able to help me? Are you saving? There are a lot of things attached to it. With the fishing, people that know the fishing industry are making hella of money. A lot of money. So youth shouldn't see, the problem with us youths is we feel that some jobs are degrading. Manduma defli, small class. The people I know, the youths that I know that have ventured into the fishing industry are making money.
They are.
Because people do need to eat. So they will come and buy their products. And life goes on. They keep on producing, going out there, getting fish and bringing it. So you shouldn't look down on any skill or job. As long as it's paying you, even down to the cleaner. She or she is trying. She's putting her effort, putting her strength into it. So at the end of the day, she's making money too. And you don't know how many people are looking up to that person who's doing that skill. So you shouldn't look, nobody should look down at any skill.
Okay, so is this some sort of attitudinal change that we need to have on the path of the youth and their parents? Or is it the government supporting less young people with skill? Because if we take a look at that story that I did, most of the individuals that I interviewed, they talked about the fact that a government should come and bring cooperatives and all of that to actually help young people with specific skills. So I don't know, I'm trying to put the balance there. On one hand, it's attitudinal change, as in how parents raise their kids and their mindsets as to certain jobs. And is it the government not supporting? And these are actually parents that I spoke to that feel like it's okay for their children to venture into fishing. It's a skill and it's okay to do it. So what is your take?
It's three people responsible for that.
Okay.
Let's start with the parents. The parents now, if let's say my son wants to get into probably security or wants to do fishing, and I'm looking at that job, I'm degrading that job. Why would you do security? Watchman. You are not helping the person to be responsible. You're not helping the person to stand on their own. And then you have the kids. Kids are influenced by their peers. I see my peer driving a car. Why should I venture into a degrading job? Then they are going to look at me, look down on me. Then you have the government. The government, they're not doing anything.
Okay, but even they're not doing
other
anything.
Organizations to get a loan, to be able to get finances to even start up a business is quite stressful. It's challenging. With the banks, you have to you have to have your business for 3 years running before you are able to get a loan. And with all these other organizations, the type of documentations being requested,
ask for collateral,
that alone
is discouraging.
It's just discouraging. I've tried different places because now my business is set up, but then I want to also get into the international market, because I'm sure that my products will sell there.
Yeah.
But then the requirements, the documentations, the kind of requirements they're asking you to give, and some of them, I believe it's they just look at the person they feel like giving it to.
Okay.
So all these things discourage us.
Okay, so when you say government is not doing anything, so now tell me what you expect from government in relation to your work, you know, the work that you do as a young person, having a skill and wanting to start a business. I know there are a few organizations here helping. You talked about how IOM and other organizations supported you. So what idea do you have in mind that government or private sector can actually set up to support young people with skill or businesses in general?
Just like IOM did, they can be able to bring in these selective youths, bring them in, train them. If it's a week training, 10 weeks training, and at the end of the day, give them cash to start up their business and monitor them to see that they have put this cash in place, not into any form of waste or anything. This will help youths to be able to start up businesses for themselves. Also loans, grants, make it easier. And I'm not saying it's not there 100%, but it is very difficult to get hold of it.
Okay, but do you know that also we have NACOB, we have NEDI. I mean, they have room for improvement. I think I hosted NEDI, Mr. Duffer here. He was my former teacher. He was right here on this program, and I talked about the fact that they have a room for improvement. There are things that they need to push on when it comes to young people. I know, yes, you're trying, you're giving grants here and there and all of that, but I mean, there's a lot of room for improvement in relation to these things. Young people want to work, but sometimes they're like, young people do not want to work. So sometimes you're a bit confused as to what the problem is. But I don't think blaming any particular group is going to solve the problem. I think to solve the problem, we just have to set up, like you mentioned, set up a structure whereby when young people are from school, they can simply just go in and do what they have to do. Yeah. Talking about school, let's talk about the education sector in the country. You said you went to Marina. While going there, did you come across any of these things, as in fashion, art? Is this something that at least you learned a little bit in class? Is that because sometimes we talk about the fact that some of the things that we want to become, we don't get to learn in class. You know, these are things that just come. And in the classroom, that skill has to be stressed if we want the dependency ratio to go down. So really, is this something that you learned a little bit in class or came across at any point in time during your schooling?
During school, I studied arts. Yeah. And in arts class, you're given a variety of things to choose from. During exams, you're given sculpture, you're given sand paint, different stuff that you want to present to as your work to the exam board or anything. Yeah. So I was given the chance. We even had, what's it called again? Most of us call it technical drawing. Yeah. We used to call it design and technology. Yeah. Whereas you build your own stuff and get it presented to the exam board. Yeah. So I had the chance.
That's good.
I had the chance in which I knew the direction in which I wanted to go. I studied arts until my high school. Until my high school, and during that period, I did a whole range of different artwork.
That's good.
Yeah. So do
you think it's because of the school setting?
For one, I think it's because of the school, because I've checked other schools, and not every. It depends on the curriculum.
Okay.
Some curriculums do not offer a whole range of things when it comes to, like, even with some subjects, they don't go in depth and stuff. I think we adjusting or improving on the curriculum would make it a better environment for people to expand and learn more skills and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's important. So I think you're done with that note part.
Yes.
And it was really fast.
Yeah.
I think that was really, really fast.
I've not made it quite properly, but then so that they can get the idea.
It could actually be better.
Yes.
Yeah, but just to get the idea of how to do it. And I think it's neatly done, looking at it. I think it's really neatly done. This is something that a child, and eventually, we might get to give kids this to go to school, because if you take a look at it, it has a message, you know, the African aspect of it and all of that. So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we're able to do that. So I hope all of you guys took a pen and a paper to actually write the steps.
All what you need is a notebook, the wax material, glue, scissors, and a paintbrush.
And that's all.
And that's all.
Okay. And
yes.
even if you don't have a paintbrush, probably there's something.
Even toothbrush. I prefer using toothbrush.
Okay.
At home, when I buy packets of toothbrushes to use it, because then you can smear the glue evenly, and then it doesn't give it all these bubbles.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That is amazing.
That's all. It's easy to do, and once you start it, just make sure you get a correct target market, and then you can sell a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how is social media helping you in relation to the business?
With social media, I get to reach people that are far and people who are near.
Yeah.
I'm able to share the pictures of the products I make, and people respond.
Yeah.
It's easier than when you have a location, because then when you have a location, you're waiting for them to come. And most of these people are not aware of the location. But when you have social media, you can tell them we have a location, we have a shop here, and this is what we have.
Yeah.
You can first of all communicate with the person, and if they're interested, they don't need to come to the shop, or you can easily just send it to them.
So I think social media is really helping young people when it comes to
with the right marketing, you can get a lot of people.
And this is just a 1-year-old business. So where do you expect to see yourself? I mean, let it be ambitious, so the young people out there also put together ambitious plans.
Right now,
I'm just kidding.
I have a friend who told me this. She told me the speed at which you're going is so overwhelming. Like, I'm not taking anything per chance. I want to reach the international market.
Good.
I started trying to do partnerships with DHL.
That's great.
And also like a company like Nagao. I want to Nagao or Fatfat.
Yeah.
I want to approach them so that yes, if my customers can't come, I offer them delivery service. That way to make customers satisfied, and yeah, I'm looking towards the international market.
So why do you think your friend talked about the fact that the pace you're going, the pace in which you're moving is really fast and it's overwhelming? Why do you think that is? What is the reason why it's able to go smoothly?
For one, I am the queen of procrastination.
Okay.
I can say I'll do this and then I
don't think you're the queen of procrastination. I think I am.
I can be procrastinating for days and years.
Yeah.
So when she finally saw, the people will come to me and ask for advice.
Yeah.
I will give you advice. Ninga wara def sa business. This is how you do your business. This is what you should do.
And you are there not doing anything.
And I'm there just like, tomorrow I'll start up.
Yeah.
Next tomorrow I'll start up. I did it for years. So suddenly she saw I set up a business, I set up a shop, I set up my Facebook page, social media, everything, and started going out, looking for funds, contacting DHL. She was
amazing.
Like,
is that you?
What happened? I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of depending on my salary.
Yeah.
Some days you just sit down and you're like, Chey. When you look at the expenses, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
So I was just tired of depending on the salary. You know that feeling where you're looking at whether it's the 20th, 25th, when will salary come in.
That is so annoying. That is so annoying.
I didn't want that for myself anymore. Yeah. I just wanted to know that there was income coming in
every single day.
Yes. And it was sad. I had like 2 major skills that I was good in, which was the graphic designs and the handmade handcrafts.
Yeah.
And I was just there.
Not doing anything.
People will tell me, don't you do that? I'm like, okay, now let me
that was.
Won't you do it for yourself? I'm like,
no.
Yeah.
So it's a bold step that you took.
And,
and considering the fact that the people that used to get it from you used to inflate the prices, you know, so you can sell it at a better price and everybody can have access to it, considering the fact that the income in Gambia, the income level in Gambia is so bad. So finally, what message do you have for young people with skills watching out there and young people who do not also want to depend on salaries but have a skill and go out there and get the money?
Just start.
Yeah.
A lot of people will tell you, trial, but they won't tell you how you should try.
Yeah.
Start. Get a book from MP Trading.
Yeah.
Get wax. Spend at least, even if you don't need $5,000 to start.
Okay.
Start off with $500.
Okay.
Even $200.
Yeah.
Just make sure you make one. When you make one, that is what will bring others. If it's neatly done, do not rush. Just make sure you perfect yourself first.
Yeah.
Like myself, I've not reached the place where I'm perfect yet.
Yeah.
But when you reach that, we make sure it's perfect that you sell, people will buy their money's worth get their money's worth from you. If someone comes and buys something and at the end of the day they're not happy.
Yeah.
when one customer is happy, they'll bring 100 more.
And let me tell you, I posted on my WhatsApp status that, oh, I need a young person to bring on Youth Dialogue, a young person with skill. I never knew Mrs. Foon before. And I think 1 or 2 people actually suggested you. So just that is a plus. How do you feel about that?
When you told me, I was overwhelmed because I'm someone with everything. My husband tells me, "Your $5 is no content." Yes, I am grateful because if someone is able to bring me in $5, that means I'm doing something good. Yeah. And if they're returning and everything, that means that I'm actually doing something great. Yeah. So to get someone to actually suggest my name or to recommend me is a plus for me. Yeah. And I am so overwhelmed. I am grateful to those people and I'm saying thank you. Yes. And I'll continue trying to do more.
Yes. And you know, I love your skin tone.
Thank you.
How do you do it? Products with no hydroquinone? That's the way forward.
One thing. I use my baby's baby oil. Oh, before I even got my kids, I just use baby oil, shea butter. Most of the time, I don't use shea butter. I just use baby oil. Okay. I'm not really bothered with
a specific brand.
Yes. Okay. Because I don't want anything changing my skin color. Yeah. So I use baby oil, baby lotion, and that's it.
I love the skin tone. It's so nice.
Thank you.
And keep it up. Thank you so much, Mrs. Foon,
Thank you for
coming to the program. We will monitor your business, monitor your progress in the next few years. You talked about the fact that you want to hit the international market. We'll be looking forward to that. I think your products are so beautiful. And the fact that you procrastinate a lot, but it seems that when you get into something, you get to push for it. So that's the beautiful part about it. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, viewers. So that was Mrs. Foon. So we will be moving on to other young people in this particular video as to the skills they have and all of that. So let's take a look at that. When we come back, we will get to wrap it up. Thank you.
My name is Asanatu Nyangado, and the business name is Natsa's Kitchen, located at Latrikunda German Big 3.
So how did this business come about? How did you realize that you have a skill for cooking?
Well, this business come about since when I was young. I was so passionate about cooking because my mom used to cook. She sells food. I can say that almost everyone knows her in this neighborhood. Yeah, so since then, from high school, I decided to proceed to the hotel school. So from there, that's where I continued doing my thing. Yeah.
So what has been the benefit of having a skill?
The benefit of having a skill is, well, you do whatever you feel like doing. That's the most thing I like about it, because no one has to control you to do things. You have no pressure on anything. You do things when you feel like doing it, and you feel more at ease, and especially when you are passionate about it. Even when it's late at night, you even do your thing. Yeah. Everyone has something that God gave you. You have something that God gave you. So what I'm telling them is you should go out there and show people what you can do, and I know that people will appreciate anything that you do.
Maestro Suleiman Santa Silla. Business manager maa ko door 2013 laa ko door ba tey mi maa ngi yaa moom xam naa tey maa ngi si perfect tuuti rek.
So yow liggéeyi métier yow depuis bi nga ko dooree ban njëriñ nga si gis?
Gis naa njëriñ yu bëri nag because comme dafa la dee mën a jàppale ni comme sa future ëllëg loo mën a demaa sa njaboot yi daal because xam nga métier dafa nekk loo xam ne dafa baax si doomu aadama spécial ñu góor yi so nga mu ngaa dem school boo tam school baax na yes waaw mu ngaa dem school at the same time yaay jànga métier tam loolu tam baax na at least comme two things mu ngaa ñaaxa benn boor doo ñaaxa benn boor so lu moo tax ñuy gën a focus si métier bi métier lu baax la mooy.
so sa morom yi nga xam ne ñu ngi toog seen kër yi ñu fiir na liggéey bii nii dafa nekk liggéey boo xam ne xëj na ñoom dañ ko xeeb ak yooyu noonu yow lan nga am pour wax youths yooyu noonu ak youths yi nga xam ne ñu ngi toog si garam place yi di ataaya wala di dem baak wi.
Man leen rek laa am problème wax na mooy advice bi comme na ngay bee di xalaat yooyu noonu ne ñëw rek ñu join together ñu def métier bi ñu mun ko loolu mooy suñu njëriñu ëllëg.
léegi ñi nga xamante ne ñu ngi dem baakuy toog si garam place yi ak yooyu noonu ñooñu lan nga leen am ban message nga am pour ñoom suñ duggee si métier ban njëriñ lañ see gis.
ñu ne xëy dem baakuy te ñooy tam yaa ngi def wrong idea na si man nag because su fekkee yaa am sa métier moom sa dëkk sax comme artistes yu bëri ñu ko wëy sax mu ngaa xosul fi nga am loo bëgga waaw ñu amul métier amuñ dara ñoo ne xarit sona si mboo di dem foofu noonu di kil seen boo baax nga parce que yaa amee sa métier tam still na mu ngaa dem tam because soo fa dem mun na laa njëriñ foofu noonu mu ngaa caba ku la lekk mu jël la join la si business am bi nga wane ko loo mu jël la mu jàppale la sa future bi ëllëg. Happy World Youth Kids Day.
waaw man depuis ma beru si ma boss nekk ni am naa bi 10 years daal 10 years waaw maa ngi si métier bi daal since ma beru si ma boss.
soo léegi yow métier bi depuis bi nga si duggee ban njëriñ nga si gis.
waaw li moo si duggee moom dëgg moom amal na ma njëriñ bu baax because fii laa de mun a amee lu ma dundale sama famille te fii laa jaar tam ba takk jabar yaa ngi gis so ba pare tamit maa ngi si yeneen yoo xamante ne tamit. waaw comme like affaire yu bari daal su ma ko soxlee daal suma métier bi fii laa ko dee mun a amee daal.
léegi yow ndaw yi nga xam ne ñu ngi toog kër ñu fiil ne comme métier bi nekkul loo xamante ne baax na te di nga si mun a amee dara yow lan nga am pour wax ñooñu noonu.
non ñooñu moom comme like su fekkee ne comme dañ koo xalaatee noonu affaire yi demeewul noonu man daal soo gisee ma gën a dugg si métier bi dégg la si instant moo nekk xale suma mère moom moo si dugaloon da tan fekk sama daal nekkul fi. so after bu ma demee data maa ngi nekk xale xaw ma woon njëriñu métier bi daal so bu ma demee ba di gros so after si laa jéem a xam ne waa métier bi something la so after that bu ma demee ba am 15 years so si laa door di mun affaire yi daal because temps bu ma nekkoon xale du ma daan concentré si métier bi so bu ma demee ba am ay 15 years si laa door a xam dara si biir métier bi then after si laa door di liggéey ak sama boss liggéey ak moom ba yàlla def ne moom bu ma tukki so mu bàyyi ma place bi fekk moom ku ko jàngaloon moom mu ngi around then after bu ma demee ba sama daal mu ne léegi bu mu ñëwee moom after mu ne léegi naa try ma beru then after man tam mun a liggéey sama boppa waaw so after that nag fekk sama boss moom ku ko jàngaloon mu ngi around then after si leen dem si moom mu waxaa moom then after si la beru daal so bu ma beruwee then after si la amal sama boppa place waaw si diggante boobu noonu na yàlla def ne bu ma doon liggéey maa ngi si njëriñoo di si njëriñ sama famille di si fay xam nga lu nekk comme lu ma soxla daal fii laa ko dee amee waaw after si laa am apprenti yu bëri te loolu yëpp daal man ñoom apprenti yi nii yëpp ñoom laa nekk di jàngal then yàlla def na daal comme like liggéey bu ma nekk di liggéey nii waaw amal na ma njëriñ bu bëri because su ma lu nekk fii laa ko dee amee waaw.
léegi waxal ma gars yi rek ñoom it ñu jóg liggéey xam nga toog bi amul njëriñ comme noo ko waxee.
waaw loolu moom amul njëriñ because of toog bi nii tamit soo nekkee di wax ne mbiri Europe te yàlla comme lay wërsëgul la foofu noonu wala comme sa time jotangut loolu yëpp waste time la because yaa ngi toog benn place di naan Europe loolu yëpp waste la waaye su fekkee yaa ngi liggéey fii nii yàlla def na nga dem ba am loo soxla fii sax mu nga fi jaar dem tukki because ma boss fii la jaar ba tukki yaa ngi gis fii la jaar ba tukki soo man tam si loolu laa nekk di lifin nag si loolu laa nekk di jaar nag so man tam yàlla su munee def comme like yàlla su ma wërsëgalee daal comme ma am xaalis boobu noonu man tam mun naa tukki.
waaye su du tukki sax mun nga ko fee meeg.
mun naa ko fi meeg loolu yëpp dëgg la mun naa ko fi meeg yee because am na yeneen yu bëri yu ma xalaat comme like fii laa ko yaakaaree daal waaw su ma ko fi amee tam loolu def ma gën a mun a jàppale.
Viewers, that is all we have for you in this edition of the Youth Dialogue. So that was a lot of other young people that have skill and are doing extremely well in that particular area. So don't forget to connect with QTV on our different social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube to stay connected with what QTV has to offer. My personal social media handles are as well in front of you. Take it, contact me, give me your recommendations and your comments always, because like I said, our guest for this particular program, I never met her before. You guys requested, you wanted her here, and I brought her here. Obviously, I can't bring the whole of Gambian young people with skill, but like I said, I'm doing it step by step. Wherever you are doing extremely well, just know that we will reach out to you eventually. So till I come your way next week with other young people doing extremely well across the country, bye for now.